In developing news this morning, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has spoken with Fox News ahead of a major security cabinet meeting, weighing up the options over the conflict with Gaza. He has confirmed he intends to take full control.
Take control of all of Gaza.
We intend to, in order to assure our security, remove Hamas there, enable the population to be free of Gaza, and to pass it to civilian governance. That is not Hamas and not anyone advocating the destruction of Israel. We don't want to govern it. We don't want to be there as a governing body. We want to hand it over to Arab forces that will govern it properly without threatening us and giving Gazans a good life. That's not possible with Hamas.
The Israeli military, the IDF, says it already has operational control of 3/4 of Gaza, but Netanyahu's plan would see troops move in to occupy the entire strip, going into areas where more than 2 million Palestinians are now concentrated, and the UN is warning of potential catastrophic consequences of doing so. Hundreds of protesters are gathering outside where the meeting is still taking place, including survivors of those in captivity being held by Hamas. The family members in the last few hours chaining themselves outside that meeting. The Israeli Defence Force has told civilians in Gaza City's Old Town to evacuate immediately. International Relations Professor Robert Patman is with us this morning. Robert, good morning.
Good morning, Ryan.
What do you think we will see from this cabinet meeting?
Well, that's interesting, isn't it? Because certain members of the cabinet are demanding, this is a far-right coalition, are demanding full sovereignty over Gaza. Mr. Netanyahu has gone part of the way towards that by saying Israel will take full control of Gaza, but he said that Israel will not govern it, which is a contradiction, of course, because how can you control it without governing it? So we'll wait and see, but there's certainly pressure from elements within his far-right coalition that want full sovereignty over Gaza, and I think Mr. Netanyahu is travelling in that direction.
Is it curious that every time the international community comes together and says, you know, here's a bigger punishment, they seem to run in the opposite direction? We've just had the UK and France threaten to recognise Palestine as a state in September, and here they are talking about taking the whole thing over.
With respect, I think the opposite is true. Mr. Netanyahu's made no bones about it for the last 25 years that he opposes a Palestinian state. And he, unlike all the countries that have been supporting him who want a two-state solution, Mr. Netanyahu is adamantly opposed to that. The problem is he's facing twin pressures now, both domestically, not just from the families of hostages, 600 former retired members of the military and security services recently came out in opposition to Israel's current policies in Gaza. And of course, there's international pressure. New Zealand was one of 30 countries that recently said there must be an immediate ceasefire, there must be unrestricted humanitarian aid into Gaza, or, in their words, Mr. Netanyahu would face further action. I think the pressure on Mr. Netanyahu's government is going to increase. It won't increase from the United States. The United States is not a disinterested observer in this situation.
Is he the one that makes the difference, though, Trump? Like, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Trump, if he decides that the apocalyptic situation in Gaza, remember, more than 60,000 Palestinians as well as 1,200 Israelis have died since the Hamas terror attack of the 7th of October. If Mr. Trump decides enough is enough, that will radically change the situation. And Mr. Netanyahu is banking on the fact that Mr. Trump will basically go along with supporting Netanyahu. But Mr. Trump, he has done so far. That doesn't mean he will do so in the future.
And what do you think? The big problem that the Israeli government has is the perception, if you let this war end and you don't have Hamas totally obliterated, destroyed, taken care of, then you just run the risk of, when everything goes back to normal again, another raid across the border. How do you stop that situation from...
Ryan, there is no military solution to a political problem. The problem between the Israelis and the Palestinians is not about Hamas. You could destroy every single member of Hamas and Israel would still be insecure. The Palestinians at the moment have territories illegally occupied in East Jerusalem, the West Bank, which Israel said it will annex this year, 4 million Palestinians there, and Gaza. And under the International Court of Justice, and we have New Zealand has supported the International Court of Justice. We voted to support its ruling last year that those territories are unlawfully occupied until Israel faces up under the Netanyahu government, until it faces up to the fact that its security is best achieved in a political settlement which satisfy the Palestinians' desire for political self-determination. That's the key to undermining Hamas. Hamas gets its legitimacy from what is seen by many Palestinians as repressive occupation. Give them a peaceful pathway to statehood that would undercut a militant organization like Hamas. Most Palestinians detest Hamas, but they side with it when they're faced with the unending prospect of occupation.